Aside from all the tech videos about phones and computers, I decided to show you guys my setup. Basically, one of the most budget-friendly desk setups you will see on the internet for a while. Welcome back. If you're new here, this is Lenz. I talk about tech. You can stick around and click that subscribe button. I bet it will be worth it. You can already tell that this is quite a different video from what I've been doing here. The internet right now is full of desk setups of all kinds from different creators. I'm a fan of most of these creators, for example, Andres, Shivon, Oli, and of course MQBHD and many other creators. These guys have shown us some of the best and cleanest setups, but one thing that I noticed, which cuts across most of them, is the crazy amount of money it costs to complete their setups. To all those who want a nice setup but with a budget, this is the video for you. First off is the monitor. This is the main device on this desk and the most noticeable. It is an HP 27-inch display, 1080 HD, not really an edge-to-edge as many monitors currently are, but again, we are on a budget here. It has 3 main ports, an HDMI port, a DVI, and a VGA. I don't think they still make these anymore. I use the HDMI port, which works really well. I cannot complain. The display is amazing. This is for a day-to-day media consumption, watching YouTube videos, writing notes and scripts, watching movies, and also editing. Whenever I'm writing or watching content, I've never really experienced any problems with my eyes straining or anything like that, considering I've been using these for over 3 years now. It is also color accurate, yes, not top of the line, but whenever I'm editing anything on Photoshop or color grading on Premiere Pro, the colors come out alright. With all these features, I managed to get this monitor for only $160. After using it for that long, I would say that was a worth buy. On the side, I have this Lenovo laptop. It has a 14-inch display, 8 gigs of RAM, 118 plus another 256 SSD, Intel Core i5. It handles a lot of heavy work pretty fine, considering that's what I mostly deal with. The keyboard is also a soft one. I would say it's the smoothest I have had to type on compared to any laptop so far. It also looks good. The ports are not too crazy, just the usual 3 USB-S, an HDMI port, an Ethernet port, and a USB Type-C, which is also the main charging point. This is the most expensive device on this setup, as it goes for around $650. I think the title of this video up to this point still holds up. And then there is the sound system. You might have already noticed that I'm not an headphone kind of a person. These speakers just work great. I get a complete surround sound with the main speaker overhead and the 2 on the sides. It also has a nice bass coming from the main woofer that is beneath me. I usually use them on everything while watching movies, content, and also while editing. I prefer wired connectivity over Bluetooth. Not that it's any better, but I guess that's just how I like it. Again, I bought this for only $60 over 3 years ago and it's still going strong. So the monitor has its own small stand that also acts as my mini storage. I prefer my displays above, and since this monitor does come with a very small stand, I had to improvise. It's a simple wood stand that I had it done by my local carpenter for just $3. It may sound laughable, but he was happy for it. One of the most important components in any setup is the chair. I've been using these now for over a year and it's really comfortable. I know we all want that ergonomic chair that costs hundreds to thousands of dollars, but sometimes we have to utilize what we have and what we get. With all honesty, I have no idea how old this chair is because I got it from a friend who was disposing it and it was pretty much beat up already. So that was free. Now, let's talk about these accessories. I have this mouse that for one looks awesome. 2, it's very accurate, and I think important of all, it has fell hard on the floor a couple of times but still kicking. I don't know how it does it. It's been over 3 years now and the smooth clicks are still impressive. I bought it online for $10 and definitely worth it. I tried looking for another like this but couldn't find one. I would love to own a Logitech one day, but again they cost about $200 to $300. To go with the mouse and complete the look, I got this RGB keyboard, another unknown brand but looks great and works wonderful. The keys are raised, it was probably meant for gaming. It's a bit loud but I have no problem with that at all. Good thing is you can easily remove the keys and return them without fear of damaging the keyboard. This makes it very easy to clean, and also if you want to switch keys to your desired kind, you might have already guessed it. It was a cheap one as I bought it for about $30. Okay, let's talk about the center of all the attention, which is the desk itself. I bet it's one of the most basic desks out there on the internet. The top is made up of wooden board, while the structures and legs are made of hardwood. I chose the design and style myself, then got it done by, again, my local carpenter. Although it's a bit small now, it has been holding up pretty fine as it's easy to clean and it contrasts well with the darker devices on top. This was made for me for exactly $40. And that was 3 years ago. I think I might need to add that guy something for the good job that he has been doing. The desk also has some 2 drawers that I mostly use for storage. As a tech enthusiast, you'll always find yourself with more than one cable, a few tools. Before you know it, they are all over the place. And I like my working space minimal and tidy. To complete the look, I got these lights, the RGB lights. This one LED tube light, which for some reason malfunctioned while shooting this video. I have no idea why, but I have another video of when it was working well. I also have this ring light that I sometimes have it on to at least give the room that nice accent color. I know I need to get some more lights to make everything look cool and flashy, but that's some other time. Today we are on a budget. The total amount of these lights come to about $40. I think that's not so bad for a budget setup, right? Lastly, I won't forget to mention the cable management and the power supply. For someone who is on a budget, I sure have a lot of cables down there. I know it's always a bother to see cables, but then for efficiency and functionality, I've really tried here. Since my table is also not one just to tuck in cables and call it a day. It's a $40 table, so we'll cut it some slack today. Feel free to leave your suggestions below about my terrible cable management. I'll be ready to read all of them. If you are keen enough, you might have noticed that most of these devices, I bought them over 3 years ago. One thing that I always tell myself is, if it still works well, then there is no need to buy another one. I believe most of you can relate to this. Either way, this video has been about being budget friendly, and with this budget, many people can get themselves a nice desk setup. So, all these totals to about $993 if my math is right. I strongly believe that this is the best budget desk setup that anyone can get. If you have managed to read this far, kindly leave a thumbs up emoji. Feel free to also leave any suggestions that you have about setups and desk setups, and also this video in general if you have been following me for a while. Thank you very much. Click that subscribe button if you enjoyed this video. This is Lenz. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.